All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Now, right now, ladies. Yeah? What's cooler than being cool? Simply Azuma. Anyways, we got ourselves a special thing here. You can see we got some VR going on, full body motion, and that's because we are going to be seeing Beat Saber with SimplyAzuma, and they're going to be doing what we've dubbed the unofficial dance showcase #2. But they're coming at us with a showcase with all sorts of songs from the marathon, it seems like. So I'm not going to stall any further. Don't forget, chat, that there's still the incentive that we have the color bid war with DKC3, and we're so close to 2,000. There's only 2 runs left, this and TMNT, so let's try and get it. But for now, I will pass it to SimplyAzuma. What is up?
Oh, not too much. Thank you for the awesome intro there, Catnip. So we're going to jump right into it, and I guess time can start whenever, as this is just a showcase, but we may as well start it here now. And yeah, so I'll explain a little bit of the game for anybody who hasn't seen it before. This is Beat Saber, a rhythm game. So you cut blocks in the direction of the arrow on the block itself. So if the arrow is pointing down, you have to cut it down. There are also walls, which your sabers can go into like such, but your head cannot. And then there are bombs, which you really don't want to touch. Your head can go through a bomb, but you don't want to poke a bomb with your saber. So it'll explode, do not nice things, take away a lot of your health. You lose health by missing blocks, by sticking your head in walls, or by smacking bombs. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to let the songs speak for themselves. I'm going to start out nice and easy and enjoy some tunes. And one thing I'm also going to do, I decided that I'm going to donate $5 for any song that I don't manage to get an SS on. So I think I am still on no fail on this one, but not that it's really going to make a difference. So we're going to start out slow and we're going to work our way up to some harder songs. So ramp up the difficulty, ramp up the intensity. So we're starting out nice and easy for a quick intro one. And that was from Ori and the Blind Forest. So great game, and I am going to turn no fail off. We're going to jump right into some Gerudo Valley. And those are the bombs that I was referring to. You don't want to hit those. So the interesting thing about this game, as far as rhythm games, actually requires a lot of movement compared to, say, something like Osu, where it's just like mouse and keyboard. This is more, I guess, comparable to something like Dance Dance Revolution, where it is a VR game that requires you to actually move your hands to hit the blocks. Oh no! My red saber disappeared. It betrayed me. So as I mentioned earlier, I do plan on donating $5 for any song I don't get an SS on. An SS requires you to get a 90% or higher. And that's not just 90% of notes hit. That is a 90% score average for every block. Blocks, each hit, can go up to a total of 115. And the ranking is an average of every block cut. So the 115 is comprised of a combination of approach angle, follow-through angle, and how close you actually cut the block to the center. So it's a relatively complex scoring system other than just timing. It's you have to swing through the block and you need to cut it relatively close to the center. So and onward to some more Zelda. So I do have this divided into two playlists. Some, I guess we could call them easier warm-up songs, which are the ones we are playing now. And then we're going to have a couple that are a bit higher difficulty. They're nothing too crazy, but definitely harder than these ones that we are playing now. Where Beat Saber is a physical activity. It's almost like exercise. You kind of want to stretch, warm up first. You don't want to jump into it guns blazing, so to speak. Some tricky bombs there. So the dot notes that it actually just had there, where it's just a circle in the center of the block, you can actually cut those in any direction. Though, where these are custom maps, most time the map maker has a particular direction in mind, and a lot of times they try and keep the flow that if you swipe left, the next hit will be to the right. If you swipe down, the next swipe will be up, just so it flows a bit nicer. So generally there is almost a right way to hit a dot note, but it's not really quite as particular as the arrows. So see how these have arrows and they're kind of like an up-down? And I'm still following the up-down pattern here. Because I know when I come out of this, chances are it'll follow the same up-down pattern with the actual arrows. And the little fanfare there was indicating that that was a new, better score, which I'm kind of surprised by, but... And now we take a little trip to the Lost Woods. A favorite of many. Okay. So we are moving up in BPM a little bit. Now, a higher BPM doesn't necessarily mean a faster song to play. There is a factor called note jump speed, which actually decides how quickly the notes fly towards you. So even on a nice slow song, they can have a higher note jump speed. So from when they spawn in, it's just a quicker time to fly towards you. I guess technically a shorter time to fly towards you. There's a nice tricky combination of some dodge walls, so you have to bop side to side. There's also some bombs hiding underneath, so you don't want to accidentally touch those. Okay, and we actually have a few more left in this this quick little easier set list. We got some Kirby, inspired by Cousin Catnip's earlier run. How can you not love Kirby? Such great music. Okay, so SS is so far all the way along. Jumping into some Super Mario RPG. Well, that was the incorrect difficulty. Whoops. There we go. I swear, Gourmet Race has to be one of my favorite Kirby songs. Just so upbeat and boppy. Made a slight recovery on that one. Was sitting just under an S or under an SS at the start, kind of off to a rocky start, but managed to recover it. So this one will be a nice kind of slower paced one before we go into some of the harder stuff. Anybody who's ever played Banjo-Kazooie, I'm sure this brings back some relatively nostalgic memories to the first area. Oh no. Only have a short amount of time to recover this one. Okay, well that is the first $5 to charity, so if chat wants to keep track, that is $5 so far, and we are going to bump over to the more difficult songs here. Okay, and quickly sort it by BPM, and is that the right? No, okay, that's the right way to go. Okay, here we go. Was that the right song? It was not. Yep, 1 second here. There we go. There we go. It did not want to change. This one's kind of a fun one. It has some weird patterns, which you guys will get to see here in a second. It's a little step up in difficulty from the previous ones. So this is a music box remix from Hollow Knight. So luckily, this song does give us a little bit of a break after the intense section earlier. Little ding at the end. Okay. So onward to some more Mario. Dire Dire Docks from Super Mario 64. I believe a little bit of a twist, this one being a remix of the original tune. So this map actually has some things that are a bit unconventional. So this wall up above me here, and these two further ones, they're typically not spaces that walls can be. This is something that was made with mods called mapping extensions. It's kind of making it look like we're going into a tunnel, and this is a very basic example of it. It also allows for blocks to be in different places than usual. So there's usually only X amount of places that blocks can be. Through mods, they can do a whole number of crazy things and make some pretty intense Beat Saber maps. So I always find the hardest thing to kind of, I guess envision would be the right word, when watching Beat Saber is the fact that somebody's hand has to move to hit each of these blocks. It's very different watching and playing. It's, I don't know how to explain it, but it's, it's definitely an experience. So if you ever have the option to try Beat Saber, if you haven't, definitely do. It's a lot of fun. It's also a great form of exercise without feeling like exercise. It's very much a game that you're like, I want to get better at this, and then you just play it a lot. Okay, so we only have a few songs left. Anyone who's ever played the Pokemon games knows very well what this song is. Many an hour spent healing Pokemon in the Poke Center. Okay, so an homage to Mega Man block previously. Mega Man music's always so great. So these little one-handed back and forths are actually called jumps, and they are something I'm not, or used to not be very good at. Oh no! Well then, my left controller decided not to cooperate, but for the sake of the time, we will carry on, and I will call that $10 for charity. So we are now up to 15. That is the one downfall of VR. Sometimes tracking may not be the greatest, and the sensors can lose sight of a controller, and it stops deciding to go where you want it to go. But we move on, we keep playing games and songs and raising money for the Canadian Cancer Society. This stuff's fun. Oh no, hitting some bombs and we drop below the SS mark. This may be another $5. Just shy. So now we are up to $20. That ended up being an 89.6%. And this will be our last song of the night.
I actually have to cut you off.
Oh, you have to cut me off? Perfect.
We're actually 5 minutes over the estimate right now.
Are we?
Unfortunately.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you for letting me know. Appreciate it. Well, thanks for having me, and thanks for being an awesome host, Catnip. And I will be donating.
Thanks for having us too. That was fantastic movement. Like I love just seeing all the different genres and variety and just everything. It was fantastic. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
All right. And coming up right after, if you like Beat Saber, did I say Beat Saber? Beat Saber. That's a different game. But we will be coming up with a co-op 3-player arcade OK race with Team Anchovies versus Team Pineapple in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. So hang on tight. That'll be coming up in a couple minutes. Our final run of the day. So last chance to get that 2,000 in. And thank you again, SimplyAzuma.
Thank you.
All right, let's do this.